Hello, and thank you for viewing this presentation related to the Wallace Woods Secondary Plan. WSP was the consulting firm hired by the municipality to complete this project. As you may be aware, the Municipality of Lakeshore is conducting a secondary plan for the Wallace Woods area. Due to COVID-19, the municipality wanted to provide an alternative to an in-person open house, and so this pre-recorded presentation was prepared to provide an update on the municipality's secondary plan process. The purpose of this presentation is to provide an update on Lakeshore's secondary plan process. The presentation will provide some context on the Wallace Woods area, as well as the planning context for the initiation of a secondary plan. We will review the key recommendations that came from supporting studies and provide an overview of the secondary plan concept. The presentation will conclude with the next steps in this process and by providing information about how to get involved. Wallace Woods is proposed as a new mixed-use community in Lakeshore. The municipal official plan requires a secondary plan for the Wallace Woods special planning area, which is why we are conducting this study. A secondary plan is a land use plan for a particular area of a municipality that is prepared as an amendment to an official plan. Typically, a secondary plan will provide more detailed policies for the area it covers, such as public spaces, parks, and urban design. The scoped Wallace Woods Secondary Plan area is approximately 475 hectares located between County Road 22 and Canadian Pacific Railway, just south of Lake St. Clair. The main purpose of the WWSPA is to provide the planning framework for a mixed-use development that will create a new core community within the municipality of Lakeshore. There are several provincial, regional, and local planning documents that will influence the nature of development within the Wallace Woods Secondary Plan area and will provide a rationale for a transition from rural to urban development. These policies include the Planning Act and Provincial Policy Statement, the County of Essex Official Plan, and the Municipality of Lakeshore Official Plan. We will be reviewing these policies and their relation to the secondary plan over the next several slides. The Provincial Policy Statement provides provincial policy direction on matters related to key land use planning issues such as housing, infrastructure, economic development, transportation, and the protection of environmental resources. All land use decisions within Ontario must be consistent with the PPS. For the secondary plan, relevant elements of the PPS include directing new growth and infrastructure to existing settlement areas, which includes those lands within the Wallace Woods Secondary Plan area, maintaining protection of natural features and adequate access to public open space and parks and community facilities and services, identifying, protecting, and restoring natural heritage systems, and the development of healthy and safe communities by avoiding development and land use patterns which may cause environmental or public health and safety concerns. The County of Essex Official Plan establishes a policy framework for managing growth, protecting resources, and providing direction on land use decisions to the lower tier municipalities, including Lakeshore. Relevant elements of the OP include growth management. The plan establishes growth projections for all the local municipalities to guide planning decisions. Primary settlement areas, where the plan directs future growth to settlement areas, including Wallace Woods, which is identified as a primary settlement area. Affordable housing. The county requires that each local municipality achieve a minimum affordable housing target of 20% of all new development to be focused within primary settlement areas, and the natural environment. The county plan identifies 2 provincially significant wetlands within the WWSPA, which must be protected. The Lakeshore Official Plan designates the majority of the Wallace Woods Secondary Plan area as urban reserve area and identifies a future primary node within Wallace Woods, as illustrated below. The OP provides specific policies to guide the preparation of a secondary plan for the Wallace Woods Secondary Plan area, which are required for lands designated as urban reserve area. As part of the secondary plan process, several studies were prepared to understand current conditions and identify needs for the secondary plan area. The studies included servicing, transportation, natural environment, noise and vibration, archaeology, and land use and urban design. The next few slides will provide an overview of key recommendations from each study. The servicing study had several recommendations, including identifying that a total of 9 stormwater management facilities will be required for runoff quantity, quality, and erosion controls. Wherever possible, storm runoff will discharge to nearest protected areas, wetlands, through a bioswale in order to help clean the water. Suitable low-impact development measures are required before discharging to watercourses. An erosion and sediment control plan will be required to minimize sediment leaving the site during the construction stage. The realignment and improvement of the Wallace Line drain. Identifying that servicing exists at the east end of the study area. And confirmation of servicing capacity and design is to be addressed as each phase is brought online. The transportation study forecasted that the signalized intersections in the secondary plan area would operate above capacity thresholds from 2026 to 2041. Mitigation measures for this include a possible right-of-way widening by providing additional through lanes to increase road capacity, especially on Essex County Road 22 and 42, the provision of a dedicated left turn and/or right turn lane to increase storage capacity for turning vehicles, and overall traffic signal timing plans adjustments to accommodate traffic, especially during weekday AM and PM peak hours. The study also suggested that traffic control signals may be considered to manage traffic along minor roads, including turning lanes when feasible. The Natural Heritage Study identified several studies required for the completion of subsequent environmental impact assessments in Wallace Woods. These studies include ecological land classification, breeding bird surveys, breeding amphibian survey, reptile surveys, 3-season floral inventory, fish habitat survey, and early spring turtle basking survey. Further, the Natural Heritage Study also recommended exploring opportunities to include existing hedgerows and proposed trails, paths, parks, and other naturalized features to improve connectivity within the natural heritage system. There are 2 natural heritage features, the Patillo Road Marsh and the Swanson Swamp, located within the study area. These features will require protection in the secondary plan. The study also points out that the Municipality of Lakeshore is currently undertaking a shoreline management plan, which will include the lands within the Wallace Woods Secondary Plan area and influence the development of flood hazard policies. The Wallace Line drain flooding will generally be mitigated with the proposed introduction of stormwater ponds and proposed realignment of the Wallace Line drain. The noise and vibrations report recommendations included upgraded exterior wall and window construction for dwellings in close proximity to rail lines, sound barriers for dwellings in close proximity to the rail lines, and vibration mitigation measures also needed for areas near the railways. The report also identified that mitigation measures are anticipated due to noise from the industrial facilities located to the west of the subject site. It is important to note that any new uses are required to meet ministry guidelines as well as county OP and Lakeshore OP policies. The Land Use and Urban Design report included recommendations for the look and feel of the secondary plan area. This includes establishing higher densities in proximity to the primary node, with transitions to lower densities as distance increases to over a 10-minute walk. Using Greenlinks to provide green transitions between neighborhoods and land use types, as well as enhancing the ability of residents to move through the community without a vehicle. Creating a hierarchy of streets that promotes safe and efficient circulation while being pedestrian friendly with on-street parking and safe intersections. Enhancing connectivity and linkages throughout the Wallace Woods Secondary Plan area through the use of sidewalks, trails, and pathways, maintaining all significant woodlots and tying them together in a continuous open space network with paths for pedestrian and bicycle movement, and requiring a phasing strategy for the development of Wallace Woods. We will now provide an overview of the secondary plan concept, which represents a significant area for future development. This slide demonstrates the projected urban structure and illustrates the land use plan. The majority of the plan area is proposed for residential, with mixed use, employment, and natural heritage uses included as well. You can see that the plan area is traversed by major collector roads where mixed use density is prioritized. The area is linked by minor collector roads and multi-use trails which connect the natural heritage system and the parks located throughout the area. The Wallace Woods primary node is one of two primary nodes identified within the Municipality of Lakeshore official plan. Primary nodes must include a range of medium to higher density residential uses with a minimum density of 60 units per hectare. Commercial uses in the primary node will be concentrated at the County Road 22 and Wallace Line Road intersection. Throughout the primary node, densities and development patterns that support public transit opportunities will be encouraged. In addition to this, the primary node will also include appropriate transitions with adjacent land uses to avoid land use conflicts, and the creation of a linked network of pedestrian pathways and public open spaces. Within Wallace Woods, there will be a variety of housing forms to meet the needs of the community. This includes single detached and semi-detached, straight townhouse dwellings, stacked townhouse dwellings and apartments, as well as senior and special needs housing. The residential areas will be developed to ensure density, height, and character of development is compatible with adjacent land uses. These areas will provide adequate design, landscaping, and buffering measures to ensure that the visual impact of the development on adjacent uses is minimized. The employment area consists of lands that are characterized by their high visual profile and accessibility and are generally comprised of employment and industrial, accessory commercial, and related uses. Within Wallace Woods, the employment area will provide adequate design, landscaping, and buffering measures to ensure that the visual impact of the development on adjacent uses is minimized. Locate loading facilities and service areas away from conflicting uses. And site and orient buildings to create a strong relationship with Patillo Road and County Road 22, including the provision of primary facades, entrances, and active uses at grade. The community services and facilities in Wallace Woods will be designed to meet the needs of the community. The services and facilities will provide adequate off-street parking and loading facilities, ensure development is designed to be accessible to all persons within the community, including the elderly and those persons with physical disabilities, and be appropriately distributed. The Municipal Parks and Recreation Master Plan identifies Wallace Woods as requiring a park classified as community park. This will be included within the area. Early development of parkland, open space, community trails is encouraged as set in the Municipality of Lakeshore Community Services Master Plan. As previously mentioned, a comprehensive network of trails, both off-road and parallel to roadways, is planned to connect all neighborhoods of the Wallace Woods area together. The primary trail network will be designed to accommodate a wide range of users, including young and elderly people, runners, bikers, and walkers. There are two types of trails that are anticipated to be included in Wallace Woods: off-street trails, which provide connections that do not follow the street right-of-way, and linear green links. The Wallace Woods Secondary Plan is proposed to be implemented over 5 phases, beginning with employment in the northwest section, a portion of the primary node, and the northeast residential area. The development of the public facilities, including parks, will be coordinated across phases as appropriate to meet the needs anticipated as part of future development. This slide concludes the presentation. In terms of next steps, we will first consider feedback and incorporate it into the revised secondary plan. Once input has been considered, we will prepare the official plan amendment to implement the secondary plan and hold another open house and statutory public meeting to collect further feedback. The final secondary plan is intended to be considered for adoption by Council in July 2022. Thank you for joining this virtual public open house. Your input and insights are very important, and we look forward to your participation in the coming months.